So our dog Nugget is a frequent flyer at the vet clinic. She has some serious immune disorders and whatnot, but what I'm going to be talking about in this video is when we're down here in Mexico, what vet care is like. The quick version, we're really impressed, but there are some things to watch out for. So today we are here at the Bayless Veterinary Clinic in La Paz. And we've got a couple of different vets that we work with, and Bayless is the one that's maybe a little bit more advanced. He came recommended by some folks that told us, you know, like if it's more serious stuff, Bayless is a more advanced vet. And so Nugget, with all of her problems with our cats, one of our cats was really getting old and had a lot of serious health problems. So he came to Bayless an awful lot. But the level of care is great. The level of staff is like, this is just in general, great care. Our vet that's close to our house, Dr. Mario, it used to be just him in his office and he would do everything on his own. And now he has a couple other vets working with him. Here it looks like we've got Dr. Bayless is the vet, and he has a whole huge staff helping him, along with some office cats and an office dog. In terms of the varying levels of care, now it's a good time to talk about this because we once took our cat to a different vet, and I use air quotes. It was labeled as a vet. It was just down the street from us. We went in, we got some medicine and whatnot, and he seemed very professional, and we actually got a call from Dr. Mario. We couldn't get in touch with Dr. Mario, so we went to the other vet, and Dr. Mario said, yeah, you know, I'm gonna come into my office tonight because that guy's not a trained vet. I guess maybe you can call yourself a vet here without having a license. Sure enough, there were no licenses on the wall. He gave the cat a stimulant, which made him look and feel better, but not for very long. And Dr. Mario was able to really take care of him. So you've kind of got, as we said, different level of vets, including the vets that are maybe way less expensive, but maybe not well trained. But let's talk about costs. Let's just start with everything is, when it comes to vet care, is way less expensive. I'm gonna give you, by the end of this video, we'll have an idea of what this vet visit cost, but we're going on an hour and a half so far with the vet working with our dog. She's gonna be spending all day here getting fluids and medications, IV fluids and medications. I can't imagine what this would cost in the United States, but here we have no problem just saying like, oh, okay, let's take the dog to the vet. The cost is really very reasonable. Also with Dr. Bayless, he does do emergency care. So we've got a number to get in touch with him. We've had him come in like at 10 o'clock at night because we had a problem with a dog, and it was not much more expensive than a regular visit to have him come out in the middle of the night. The offices are, you know, similar to what you find in the US here. It's kind of a little bit bigger office with maybe a couple of exam rooms, and they've got space in the back. With Dr. Mario, it's a little smaller, so typically the exam happens like kind of in the waiting room, and then he's got another, like a smaller office where he performs surgeries. Now, although the veterinary care is much less expensive than the United States, for the most part, dog food and cat food is about twice as expensive as it is in the United States. And that's just kind of going to the grocery store. If you need a special prescription food, like we of course need for Nugget, the price is about the same as the United States for the most expensive food out there, but you can get HA and ZD and all those kind of prescription dog foods are available here, but it's harder to get kind of the higher quality dog food that is not prescription or more natural. Those can be a little bit harder to find in Mexico. Also, I mentioned our cat Tiger. He made it to 18 years old. Vets in Mexico are not used to seeing cats that are that old. Just be forewarned, if you're bringing really old cats to Mexico, they might not be as familiar with working with older kitties and their special geriatric needs. The medicines in Mexico can be a little bit different. I had to go back to the United States to get some of Nugget's medicine. You can't have medicine shipped across the border, so bring with you anything that you need for your cats. You'll be able to get a lot of stuff here, but some of the more specialized medicines can be difficult. So while Cat plays with the kitties, I am going to find out how much this is going to set us back.
3,600.
3,600. So that was 3,600 pesos or $180. Been at the vet for over an hour and a half. Nugget's going to be spending quite a few hours here getting fluids. Essentially, she's hospitalized for quite a number of 6-7 hours for $180. We are back to pick up Nugget 8 hours later, 7 hours later, something like that. I did get an update on Bayless here. There are 4 vets here. 2 of them speak English and 2 of them don't. One thing I found is that a lot of the vets that we've come across do speak English. And actually there was a vet student, Isabel, who was here speaking to us in English. So it seems like for the most part, people go on to those more advanced degrees do speak English. So you'll have no problem finding someone to treat your pets that does speak English. Let's see how Nugget is doing. Okay, Nugget's got a lot of energy, more energy than we've seen in a few days. So hopefully this is going to hold. She is going to be coming back tomorrow. The doctor wants to see her again tomorrow, so we'll come back for that. Okay, so we just picked her up. This is Saturday now in the about 5 o'clock, and this was Nugget's second day at the vet. They wanted her to come back. Also, our vet up in the U.S. requested a couple things. The vet here wanted to check on her. The vet in the U.S. said, you know what, let's do a second day of IV fluids and medication here, hospitalize her, and also do some x-rays to see if she had eaten anything. And so today we had x-rays, IV fluids, and about a half a day being hospitalized here. Also, they did give her a bath, so she's looking nice and clean. They gave her a bath yesterday too because she's had some diarrhea and whatnot, and so including the bath. Yesterday also a couple of different blood panels that was included in yesterday's cost, but today for x-rays, a day, antibiotics, they got some antibiotics that she's being sent home with, a bath, and a day of being here was 1,500 pesos, so $75. That is a beauty of working with vets in Mexico. It's just so affordable. So now I've got a couple more videos up here that will be perfect just for you to watch to help you on your journey down to your new life in Mexico. Hasta luego.